Guys, this is Adam Gillespie with Rancid and Sweaty Calves coming at you with yet another video. And DC has been in a bit of a hot spot recently, not being able to really get a handle on their cinematic universe. While the MCU continues to crash and burn, the DCU is preparing to reboot from the DCEU, which was originally helmed by Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse. Now, it's no wonder why it is that people are losing faith in these big companies, because when there's this major amount of miscommunication between movie stars, movie watchers, movie attenders, movie producers, film entrepreneurs, so on and so forth, all these different people in the industry, it's no wonder that the stories that we're getting are utterly garbage and fail at every attempt to make it entertaining, because there's so much miscommunication behind the scenes that it's resulting in a horrendous outcome. Just a few days prior to this article coming out, Gal Gadot confirmed that there was going to be a third Wonder Woman movie where she was going to be at the helm of it, playing Wonder Woman. However, this article, merely days after Wonder Woman 3 was announced by Gal Gadot, this article comes out reporting that the DCU head, Peter, and Warner Bros. Discovery denies such a claim. Warner Bros. Discovery reportedly pushed back against Gal Gadot's recent comments, deny plans for Wonder Woman 3. In another twist to the already confusing situation surrounding the amazing Amazon's cinematic future, despite previous claims to the contrary by actress Gal Gadot, Warner Bros. Discovery has reportedly denied that they have any plans for a third Wonder Woman movie. Gadot first raised word of Diana's potential addition to the DC Studios' new roadmap during an August 2nd interview with comicbook.com. Asked by the outlet's Chris Killian if there was any current plans for her to reprise her role as the titular heroine, the actress reported, "I love portraying Wonder Woman, but it's so close and dear to my heart from what I heard," stupid Ed, "from what I heard, that James and from Peter is that we're gonna develop Wonder Woman 3 together." Now, let me just say this. If they were planning on developing a third Wonder Woman movie, I wouldn't necessarily have a big issue with that. The problem is that you've already fired Henry Cavill, gotten rid of the majority of the original cast of the Snyderverse, and Ezra Miller's a criminal who doesn't deserve to get to play the Flash. So you're already in the process of recasting an inexorbitantly large portion of your main cast of characters. Why would you then bring back Gal Gadot to play Wonder Woman when you fired someone who did nothing wrong and could have played the role of Superman for years to come and wanted to play the role of Superman for years to come? The only reason that you would keep Gal Gadot is because you like working with her more than you do with Henry Cavill, and she's going to push back less on the roles of Wonder Woman than Henry Cavill would if it was incorrect or inaccurate. But it also sounds as though this was a complete lie or a misunderstanding on Gal Gadot's part. With the internet set ablaze with confusion and speculation regarding this reveal, particularly as DC Studios co-heads James Gunn and Peter Safran had never so much as mentioned a solar Wonder Woman project at any point since being appointed to their current positions, Gadot would proceed to reiterate her claim during an interview with fashion and culture magazine Flaunt. I think that's supposed to be a magazine. It's really weirdly spelled out, so it might not be. Speaking with the publication for their 188th issue, Gadot detailed, "I was invited to a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and what they told me, and I'm quoting, 'You're in the best hands. We're going to develop Wonder Woman 3 with you. We love you as Wonder Woman. You've got nothing to worry about, so time will tell.'" Again, that's quite worrisome. If you're going to fire Henry Cavill, literally the perfect casting for Superman, a guy who could play Superman for years to come and is beloved by fans, why would you keep Gal Gadot when no one is really asking for her to stay on, and she's less of a draw than Henry Cavill is? Though Warner Bros. Discovery was apparently content to let this rumor ferment for the better part of a week, the studio would supposedly offer a quick response to Godot's interview with Flaunt, allegedly reaching out to Variety shortly after the interview's publication on the morning of August 10th. A number of insiders would inform the outlet that not only was Wonder Woman 3 not in development, but that the only project related to the superheroine currently in development was Max's Themyscira-centric Game of Thrones-esque political drama Paradise Lost. That doesn't sound like a winner to me, to be honest. I don't really care to see a Game of Thrones-esque TV series on HBO Max that is about the Amazonian people on Themyscira. That would just be a bunch of lesbians killing each other. I'm not really interested in that. I want to see Wonder Woman in the real world, appropriating to modern culture and dealing with bad guys and Greek entities that would be horrifically destructive towards the modern era. Fighting Ares or Hades or Poseidon, even fighting against all these different possible hydras, or just really cool, really interesting things. Not a mockery, not a mock-up Game of Thrones where it's just a bunch of women sleeping with each other and then killing each other. I don't want to see that. I don't care. Nothing about that is engaging to me at all. The insiders also clarified that the studio had never made any concrete promises to Godot returning the reprisal of her role, nor had they ever had any definitive discussions regarding the matter. So it sounds like Gal Gadot was just fermenting a lie and telling people something that wasn't accurate. Either that, or they did tell her this prior to James Gunn and Peter Safran actually coming on, and she lied about the interaction that she had with Peter Safran and James Gunn. Or they told her that so that she wouldn't worry about her career and her job as Wonder Woman, all the while planning to completely rid her of the role. Or rid the role of her. While it seems that a full Wonder Woman 3-quel is not currently in the cards for Godot, this does not rule out the possibility that the actress may have been approached to reprise her superheroic role. Previously, Gunn publicly noted that DC Studios is currently working on getting Wonder Woman into animation. And if they're going to do an animation where she voices Wonder Woman, I suppose that's not necessarily the most horrific thing, but then why don't you just use the voice of Henry Cavill for the animated versions of Superman? That's a good question. Again, why is it that Henry Cavill was fired and there's still all this tiptoeing around the possibility of keeping on other actors for the roles of these other superheroes? Even Ezra Miller got to get his movie debut, despite the fact that he was a criminal and was committing crimes on a daily basis leading up to The Flash's release in theaters. That movie did terribly, and yet they're still potentially thinking about keeping him on as The Flash. I don't understand their thought process behind this. Here's that tweet from James Gunn, where he responds to somebody. You guys can go ahead and take a look at this. When Batman Fly tweeted out, "I don't think they're working on an animated show, they're working on expanding the mythos." James Gunn responds, "No, we're working on getting Wonder Woman into more animation. I agree that there hasn't been enough of her in that area, and was one of the first things I brought up to the animation folks." Given the implication that at the time of Gunn's comments, these plans for Amazon were in the early stages of development, it's not outside the realm of possibility to imagine that Godot might once have been and might still be under consideration to voice the animated iteration of Diana. As of writing, neither Godot, Gunn, Safran, nor any entity related to Warner Bros. Discovery has publicly commented on this latest development regarding Wonder Woman 3. So it looks like there's a whole lot of miscommunication in DC Studios that is being put in the public sphere for everyone to digest and understand that there is a massive problem regarding the ability for Peter Safran and James Gunn to properly and coherently have conversations with the actors and actresses that once played roles and are going to play roles, and the audience. It seems as though there is nothing but miscommunication regarding the continued work of the DCU, and it bothers a lot of people, myself including, to find out that there is so many errors in the ability for people to have general understanding of what another person is saying, so that there's no miscommunication. Why is it that we're getting so many conflicting messages as to what's going on with the state of the DC cinematic universe? Why are we having such a massive problem? That's an important question to answer, and I'm not exactly certain why it is that it continues to be a massive issue for DC Studios and James Gunn to properly give the message that they're trying to send to people so that they can receive it properly. If they don't get their butts in gear, if they don't get this stuff together, if they don't figure out the way that they can properly communicate with each other, this is going to be a universe that is dead on arrival, and in my opinion already is, because everything that I have seen from the leading up to the first phase of movies, the Gods and Monsters arc in the DC Studios that James Gunn is helming the head of, it looks as though it's going to exclusively service what James Gunn wants out of the DC Cinematic Universe and not what the fans want out of the DC Cinematic Universe. And that's not a good thing. And as much as I think James Gunn can make interesting stories, I don't think he's the right man for the job when it comes to helming the DC Studios and the DC Universe as the head of it and directing it towards a better tomorrow. He likes quirky, weird characters. He doesn't like the traditional good characters that we all know and love. This is a major problem that they need to figure out a resolution to. Because if they don't, it's just going to get worse for them. Honestly, it really is just simple. Just work on developing stories with traditional characters that people have loved for generations, and work on developing those stories to the best of your ability so that you can get a foothold in the cinematic square once again. Don't worry about expanding towards the weird, quirky material first. Worry about getting the characters that everyone knows and adores right from the get-go. That's the easiest solution. Will they do that? Probably not. Should they do that? Definitely. That being said, that's my advice for them. That's also the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts, share this video out there with your friends, subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss a video that I upload, and check me out on my different socials, including my Rumble, where I leave a link to in the description below. If you can't find it through the link, go ahead and look it up on rumble.com at Rancit, capital RANTSIT, all one word, no space. Again, that is capital RANTSIT, all one word, no space. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day and a great rest of the week.